In this video, I'm going to be giving you my preview of this coming weekend's matchup between the Canadian men's national team and French Guiana. Coming up. I'm Curtis and you're watching A.F.C. Curtis, your home for all things Canadian Premier League content right here on YouTube. So if you're new here, maybe consider hitting that red subscribe button. It all takes place this coming Sunday, March 24th over in Vancouver at BC Place. It's French Guiana taking on the Canadian men's national team. And it's a big matchup for both these countries. You got French Guiana who's trying to qualify for the CONCACAF Nations League A group, and of course Canada is also in the mix for that, as well as they're both looking like they're going to be qualifying for the 2019 CONCACAF Gold Cup tournament, which happens in July. So I mean, that's a good thing for this young Canadian team coming up. You know, those players need an experience like that again under their belt to continue to grow and develop for this young nation. But more importantly, Canada needs to deliver big here with a big win in Canada, just to prove doubters wrong if there are any out there for this young Canadian team, but also qualify for the CONCACAF Nations League A, because I mean that's a next step in their young development. They got countries in there like the US and Mexico that are world beaters come out of the CONCACAF. Well, maybe not world beaters, but I mean they're high-end level countries in the CONCACAF conference, and I think Canada needs to be with that class of countries. They need to compete with them and on the pitch here, so we can continue to develop these young Canadians, and therefore we can eventually qualify for a World Cup. John Herman, the coach of the national team, really believes that we actually have a fair chance of qualifying not only for 2026's FIFA World Cup, which will actually be partly hosted in Canada, but will even possibly could be in the running for the 2022 World Cup, which is the next World Cup coming up here. And you know, the road all starts with this right here, with this next match. It's the final match of the qualifying stages for these CONCACAF Nations League. So that's why this is a really important matchup for them. If it's a win, then they're in. If they lose, as long as they don't lose really badly, then they should, no matter what, still qualify. Now, in terms of form in this competition, for the qualifying of the Nations League, you got the French Guiana team coming in here with, over the last 3 matches that they've played now, they actually have 2 wins and 1 loss. They won their matchup in September, lost in October, their only loss, and that was a 1-0 loss to St. Vincent and the Grenadiers. And finally their last match was in November, and that was a big win there too for them. So they're kind of win-loss, win, and possibly this 4th and final one could be a loss against a red-hot Canadian team. I'm only saying that because the men's national team in this little competition over the course of these winter months have so far been 3-0. They're a perfect 3-0, 9 points. They also have registered a clean sheet in all 3 of those matches. And I mean, they had like an 8-0 win, a 5-0 win, and a 1-0 win recently. But we should see them return to high form in this matchup against French Guiana. So next here, we're going to look at the starting 11, or the projected starting 11, my projected starting 11, I should say, for the Canadian men's national team for this match. I think Milan Borjan does start in between the 2 sticks there at the back end. I think the back 4, we got Gilarda at the right back, we got Sam Adekombi at the left back. I think those are solid pickups right there at left and right back. I think in the middle of the 2, though, I think you got Henry and Edgar starting there. Edgar is my question mark of the match. You know, he hasn't played any meaningful soccer in the recent couple months. He's mostly been on trial in Europe. He just recently signed in Europe for a 5th division club, so starting to get some minutes there. So this is going to be a big match for him. I don't think he finishes the match if he starts it. I think Cornelius maybe comes in and slides in there as a substitute later on in the match in the second half. And then you look at the midfield there. I mean, there's 3 solid midfield right there, 3 solid pieces to it. You know, Hutchinson as a good holding midfielder, got to have him there starting this match. Again, we got to remember that's an important matchup for them qualifying for the Nations League A group. You got Arfield there as well as Osario there. Again, 2 really good options to have to help those attacking front 3 move forward and get the ball to them and try and create some offense, which I think they should be able to pull off here against French Guiana. And of course you got the front 3 here, and the front 3 was, you know, some of it was kind of hard, some of it was kind of easy. I think Juliet there, he deserves to be at the right wing position for what he's doing right now over in the Premier League. And you got Alphonso Davies, obviously he's not really getting too many minutes right now with Bayern Munich this year, unfortunately. but I think, you know, you guys slide him in at the left wing position. Whether he finishes the match, I don't know. And then the middle of the pack in the front three there was really hard for me. At first I was thinking maybe Jonathan David comes in as the starter, but you have to start Kyle Larin there. I think Kyle Larin's a good guy to have in the middle of the front three to start the match. Do I think he finishes it? No, I think Jonathan David does see some time in this match. I think Tabla also comes in as a substitute in this match. But a pretty solid front three nonetheless for Canada, and I think they should be able to get a win. So I showed you guys the forms for both the clubs, as well as even the starting 11 for the Canadian men's national team. I tried to find you guys the starting 11, or at least the roster put out for the French Guiana team. I couldn't find that on the internet, unfortunately, but I did show you what I believe the national team will look like and their starting 11 will look like for the Canadian side this Sunday. And I do believe, if I had to make a prediction on this coming weekend's match, which I'll give it to you guys, I think it'll be a good turnout and a good victory for the Canadian men's national team. I think a big 4-0 win for the Canadian men's national team over French Guiana. I think it's going to be a big win for them. I think they're going to take this win and this momentum that they created over the last 4 matches in the CONCACAF qualifying stages into the 2019 CONCACAF Gold Cup in July, as well as the Nations League A group starting in the fall. That little tournament that has the US and Mexico that will be playing them a few times. I think that's going to only help drum up more support for the men's national team over the coming months. If they can win this matchup, they get all those great things, and I think they also need that for this young team to continue the development. And I really believe a lot of great things can turn out from a big win here, and I think they will win because I have a lot of confidence in John Herdman's group. Well guys, you just heard my prediction for this coming Sunday's match, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think the final score will be, as well as who do you think will slide into the starting 11. You know, do you think David starts? Do you think, you know, Larin starts there? You know, let me know in the starting 11 what you think the starting 11 will be in the comment section below. And of course, if you like this video, show me you like it by hitting that like button. I really appreciate it. And of course, if you want to see more content just like this about Canadian soccer and about the men's national team and about mainly the Canadian Premier League, maybe consider hitting that red subscribe button. And of course, you can also check out my videos over at northernstarting11.com. I'll have a link for that down in the description below. You know, click that link, go over to that website. There's a bunch of great Canadian soccer podcasts there, articles, videos, just like this channel is over there at northernstarting11.com. And until next time, I'll see you later.